So hey guys, in writing news, all I really have to report right now is that work is continuing on the first of the Werewolf Cowboy short stories, which I'd say so far is going well, if a bit slower than my usual progress. I guess just because, while I've been happy with what I've been producing, I just kind of have this little voice in the back of my head that sort of is going back and forth on whether or not I think it needs something else added to it or not. But, hopefully I'll figure that out by the time I finish the first draft. But that's about it for the moment. I don't know what I'm going to work on next, but I think I'll probably end up going to one of the other projects that I have sitting around ready to go. Um, as far as other things, it's like I've been seeing a lot in the news about, people having like anti-mask protests and things of that nature, and it just seems a little bit ridiculous to me that at this point, when it just makes no sense to me. It's like, masks are a good preventative measure, and I don't know why people are being so resistant to the minor inconvenience of wearing them when you go out. Because there are people that are talking about all kinds of reasons which really don't make a lot of sense. And what it boils down to is just that masks keep droplets to yourself if you're infected. If it's somebody else, it reduces the possibility that you'll breathe them in. It seems like it's just common sense. It's like I wear a mask anytime I go out in public, not only because of my own health, but it's being a good neighbor, it's protecting everybody else. It's just a good idea. It's been proven that it works. We've seen some of these things from the 1918 plague over 100 years ago. This is 100 years of medical knowledge, and yet people are still upset by the inconvenience of having to wear them. I don't understand that. But I just hope all of you are wearing masks, that you're being safe, that you're doing the smart thing, and it's like, however you want to look at it. It's like masks are a good idea for you, they're a good idea for everybody else. It's like they're just a good idea in a global pandemic. So, all I can say is I highly encourage you to wear masks if when you go out, say, if have fun with it if you can. I have a couple of little pony masks that I wear, and I have a Star Trek mask and a couple of generic, just plain masks. And I always carry them with me so that it's like if I'm going out, I don't have to worry about forgetting them. And maybe it's a little, for some people, maybe they think it's excessive, but I just think it's smart. And in less serious news, couple of last night on Twitter, Little Moon Crafts posted a picture of a completed adult Scootaloo plush, and then she said that she had completed that one first because somebody had bought it. So she had also mentioned that she was working on the rest of the set, and completely impulsively, I just decided to get the Apple Bloom, and so it's generally speaking, I don't do things like that, things that expensive that randomly, but I don't know, for some reason it just, the timing, it's like I was there when it popped up on my timeline. It seemed like a good idea, and also because of COVID-19, I have a lot of money that I normally wouldn't have, just because I would be using it for trips and such. So that's probably one of the reasons why I felt like I could do that, just because right now I am fairly well situated as far as money is concerned, not the least of which because I haven't been buying plane tickets or preparing for con budgets or any of that other stuff that I would normally be doing probably around this time. But, that being said, I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be fun, and of course I'll show it off when I get it. And let's see, I guess the only other thing that I want to mention right now is that I decided to purchase a ring on Amazon, because since transitioning, I've kind of been, definitely thinking more about jewelry. I wear a lot more than I used to before. Right now I have a small but I think respectable collection. I have 3 bracelets, about 7 necklaces, and typically I switch them out about once a week. When I decide to wear like a different configuration of them. You know, I have, let's see. I mean, I guess at some point I might even have to do a video on my jewelry collection. I guess that's an idea for a future video. But I got 3 bracelets, about 7 necklaces, and so far I hadn't had any rings. But mainly that was just because the last ring that I owned was my high school ring, which I haven't worn in years, and I just didn't know what my ring size was, and I kind of hadn't really been in a convenient place to go to a jewelry store or to Walmart or something and be like, what ring size am I? So it looks like I'm a 9. So hopefully the ring I ordered will fit nicely. It's supposed to be, I think, a little bit, about the well, not you don't want it tight, and I know you don't want it too loose. So I think that I gauged it correctly if this ring sizer is accurate, which hopefully it is. But it was only $5, so it seemed like a worthy expense to have the educated guess to look at the other ring. So it's I think it says it was a wedding band or something, and it's like little blue and white stones. But as far as my taste in rings and jewelry, I usually don't like anything too complicated. If it's got too many stones or too complex of an arrangement, usually that turns me off. I just like simple, clean-looking jewelry, and we'll see. If this works out, maybe in like 4 or 5 months, I might go and get another one or something like that. But by and large, probably not going to get a whole bunch of rings, but I generally would like, I think, like my necklace and like my bracelets, to have a couple of options. Have a collection that's decent enough so that I can pick one based on my mood. 2 or 3 probably would be my ultimate collection. I don't know, maybe I'll get a couple more as time goes on, but insofar as the plan right now, I'm just going to start with one and see how that goes. Well, I guess that's it for now, and I will talk to you guys in a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!